Well, well, well. Here we are. It is it is early Friday, July 24th chat. We have an interesting one for you to say the least. We're going to talk about some of these reveals that's come out. It was something that I think needed to be discussed right away. I have spent the last few weeks arguably delaying the inevitable. I listen. I'm anything Dragon Ball. It's good for everyone, right? Anything that comes up, Dragon Ball's a win. And one of the things that wasn't that exciting to me is that of story, what I call story time, story booster. And late last night, early this morning, I was there doom scrolling, doing my thing. And inside of a Reddit group, if you're not in there, let me just pull that up real quick. Dragon Ball Super Fusion. Great Reddit group. Drops a lot of the reveals pretty early on. And we found with my doom scrolling, 2 new cards. Actually 3 cards, but I'm really going to focus on 2 cards. Because these were the cards that I was really most hyped up about. Was trying to figure out what was going to be the 2-star. And we talked about this a little bit a couple of days ago. I think it was Wednesday. And we talked about that little 1-stars that they gave, right? We talked about how it wasn't that great. How it'd be pretty cool to have an all forms, kind of like what you see in Masters. And we've seen some of it in TCG Player with Cell, with Broly, a couple others. And then they dropped these 2-stars. And I gotta tell you, I like them. I specifically recall saying, Ram! Do you remember? Yeah, I remember. That they gotta come here with a home run. They gotta come here, step up to the plate, get pitched that 4-star Dragon Ball, and knock it out of the park. And while I think these aren't 10 out of 10, I think they're 9.5 out of 10. So we're going to talk a little bit about this. If this is news to you, it's probably all over your social media feed. It's probably all over your Reddit. It's probably in your DMs. Some of your favorite influencers, big or small, are probably going to be talking about this. So hopefully you're joining me here now. We are live. If you're not watching this live, no worries. Make sure you turn on those notifications. Probably asleep, who knows? Dragon Ball Fusion World Story Booster might have hit home. So first thing I want to call out, aside from the group, is going to be this artwork itself. And I want to start with Vegeta, because I'm obviously Majin Vegeta fan. Buu Saga itself is not my favorite saga, but Majin Vegeta, boy, that guy gets you going. And this is essentially their interpretation of all 4. And I kind of like it. Kind of wish it was a little bit more like Rival Clashes Broly. You know, very big artwork. You know me. I don't want to be too far, but I don't want to be too close. This one fixes that, where it is close, but it still gives you that perception of being far away because of the angle, which I'm down with, which I like. Yeah, this is a new set, Unknown. Absolutely. This is Story Booster, and this is the 2-star reveal. So I think they fixed that perception in depth, right? Too far, too close. And I'm not a huge, and this is why I give this a 9 out of 10, or maybe even a 9.5 out of 10, is because I would really love to see this as, again, kind of what you saw with Broly. This is a different interpretation. I still think it's very cool. It's obviously, for those of you that are not aware, Story Booster is basically taking everything from the TV series, right? Where manga took everything from the manga, Story Booster is taking everything from the TV series. I mean, you got Super Vegeta beefed up. Dude, those traps. That's the trap. That's the type of traps that every single high schooler's going. You got Majin Vegeta fighting Goku out in the middle of nowhere. You got Vegeta fighting on planet Earth, planet Namek. You got him. I'm guessing this is against either any one of the androids, 18, 19, before his arm is gone. I mean, these are all great shots. You know, if you saw some of our other videos, you know, I had maybe I can pull it up here real quick. I had an example of an all forms that I would love to see. And this isn't far off. Here, let me pull this up real quick. This isn't far off, right? I had a close-up shot of Vegeta. And, you know, I went with just one scene. Him, you know, remembering his friends as he does in the TV series. Even you, Kakarot, Bulma, blah, blah, blah. But I like it. It's great. Not, again, 9.5 out of 10. I will give some props. Arcania Grove collects, and then perfect, it's right here. Let me see if I can get this guy up here. Had this theory. Oh, maybe I can't get him. And then the Mendez Hollows made a video about it. I would highly recommend, if you don't, drop him a follow. He talks about an interesting theory. I'm not going to play the audio. Look who it is. I'm not going to play the audio, though. But he talks about these two cards and how they might connect almost as if a puzzle piece. Now, he's reporting this based off of a theory that Arcane Grove Collectible has. One of the things he talks about here, if you look at the borders, you see how Vegeta's hand... what's that guy, that purple dude that he blows up on Namek? Can't remember his name. The life. But when he blows that dude up, that dude, you can see his hand over here in the card on the edge, right? You can see Vegeta's shoulder here, but it distinctly keeps everything off of the right side. And when you look, and we'll talk about this card a little bit more, you can see Vegito is conveniently on the left side. Again, I'm just sharing. Again, I want to give props. This is not a Ram Fam theory. This originally came from Arcane Grove Collectibles. Follow him, I do. And then kind of reported or popularized with Mendez Hollows. He, of course, gives him the credit where the credit is due. But you'll notice here, look, right side of Vegeta, Majin Vegeta, gotta give him his respect. Kind of open and clear. Hey, good evening. It's morning for me, 9:42. I'll be live in about 20 minutes on Whatnot. And then if you look to the left for Vegito, it looks kind of open and clear, but you look on the right, you can kind of see it's all a little bit open. So now the conversation is, are these almost puzzle pieces? I swear this art is done with such intention. Yeah. So I talked about this a little bit before. When we look at Story Booster 1, why do I think in the short term it's going to overshadow? Oh, it's going to be a $700 plus. Absolutely. Why Story Booster is going to overshadow manga? Well, I said, well, number one, completionist, right? If you're like me, I love Pokemon. I'm a base set guy. If I get Charizard from the same set, I'm getting Blastoise and Pikachu. I'm a completionist. I want all three. If I'm going to buy Story Booster, like I've done with Manga SBO1, I got number 1 and I got number 2. Story Booster, I'm a completionist. If I know I'm going to buy number 1, I'm going to know I'm going to buy number 2. I know I'm going to buy number 3. With that same mindset, if this turns out that Arcane's theory of this being a puzzle piece that, again, drop him a follow, smart guy, and popularized by Mendez Hollows. If that theory is correct, which it looks like it, look at this, right side. It's empty. And then look over here, left side. It's empty. If this is a puzzle piece, I think it just increased the value not only of these 2-star, but of also the Storytime booster. Storytime booster. Story booster. Something to think about. All of a sudden, I'm going to go back to this little AI generated image. This is a little bit more interesting. I mentioned it on Wednesday when I dropped the same day video that they needed some sort of home run. They needed a big way to be able to draw us in because the 1-star wasn't doing it, right? Way too far, baby. Depth and perception is weird, but then they fixed it. With these. They got the right angle. So I think they figured out a way to reel us all in. Because I'll be honest, I was not worried. I was like, man, Story Booster is probably something I won't be buying. I mean, I'll probably buy a case if I can. Maybe do some rip and ships on whatnot. But there's nothing in there that I really was like, man, I need that. And now, with this, I got Vegeta tattooed on my leg. Absolutely. This is a home run. This is a 9.5 out of 10. Again, I would have loved something a little bit different. I like the background stuff. They did do the background stuff. It's straight out of it's almost like the multiverse. Right? Are you familiar with One Piece TCG and comparing it with Dragon Ball, or do you treat them separately? I've never watched one episode of Luffy in the game. I know it exists. I have a pretty big collection of slabs and singles. How would you go about selling them and maximizing your return? eBay, Facebook, market shows, maybe a mix of them all. I'll tell you what I do. I dollar start them all on whatnot. But if you don't have the audience, I think if you go to a card show, you got to vend. If you go there with your collection, they're going to buy it at 70, 75%. You want to get the maximum? You got to do it online. You got to do it yourself. You got to do the hard work. Now, kind of like Vegeta did the hard work letting Babidi into his brain, I got to tell you, I'm just as excited for Vegito. And I'm not a fusion person. The earrings, the dance, I don't care how you do it. It could be the little kids, Gotenks and Trunks. It could be the adults. However you want to think of it, I'm not a fan of the character. But I will say I'm a fan of this card. It's got Kaioken Goku in the bottom. It's got Vegeta Galagun. Hey, it's either the planet or it's you, Kakarot. JT Vibe. You think with Dragon Ball, it's always going to grade with BGS first? I would always grade with BGS first. I'll tell you what. Why limit yourself to another grade? Why limit yourself to a pristine CGC 10? Why limit yourself to a PSA 10? Why limit yourself to a tag 10 or a pristine tag 10? Black Label's been around since 2014. Bandai grades very well, but specifically Dragon Ball grades very well. And if you're sending in a card to be graded, regardless of the grading company, it's in your opinion, which is kind of an insignificant opinion, because then you wouldn't be sending it to a grading company. But in your opinion, you think it's going to be it's a great copy, right? So why limit your potential? That's why I think you should go to BGS. But Vegito, same thing. We got Vegito when he first comes on board. God damn, that was a crazy. Majin Buu's saga had so many twists and turns. 1 minute you think the two kids are going to take it over, training in the hyperbolic time chamber, turning Super Saiyan 3. Like, you're like, whoa. This is the passing of the torch. Somehow Buu screams out of that universe, dimension, whatever. The boys lose, get absorbed. And then you're like, all right, I get it now. They weren't ready. They were waiting for the Z sword with Gohan. That didn't work out too well. And then it was like they defaulted back to the original. And they're like, oh, we got to throw these. There's so many twists and turns when you were a kid watching this. But look, we got the Planet Destroyer Galagun going to Goku, Kaioken. We got Goku gaslighting Vegeta, telling him this is his strongest form. And then you got the fusion. I'm not a fusion guy. I'm not a Vegeta guy. Vegeta guy. I like this card. And if you're telling me that this card somehow connects to that Vegito, somehow connects to the 2 stars inside of Story Booster 2, and somehow connects to the 2 stars in Story Booster 3, I got problems. I'm going to have some financial problems because I'm going to PC this. And there's only one card that I have PC'd. There's only one card I've PC'd. Can you see that? That's the only card I've ever PC'd. I pulled this exact card from one pack with my son, SBO1 at Target. We sent it in for grading, and I will never sell it. Is this exact card? Quite a tone change from the 1-star reveal. Yeah. I specifically said they needed a home run. Now, here's one thing I'll call out. Let me go back to that tone. Oh, Unseen Soul. Good to see you, buddy. One thing I'll call out when I go back. I better see you in 10 minutes. Maybe 15. I might be a little late to my stream. These are the only cards that I really think are worth. There's another card. Hang on. I didn't talk about it. Kind of like this. It is a rare. Alt art. I mess with it. It's cool. I like it. Reminds me of that Broly with the family. I like it. So I'll be honest. I can just buy this. It's probably 20, 30 bucks. You know, I can buy 1 million copies of these and grade them. You know, this isn't going to be hard to get. This isn't going to be an expensive card. I wait 30 days and I'll get it. But this set, no problem. You can still swipe, baby. This set is going to be like Rivals Clash. Let me see if I can get Rivals Clash real quick. Because this is going to be an interesting one, chat. Rivals Clash arguably has the heaviest hitter with Broly. This is really the top card inside of Rivals Clash. Its back is working as hard as can be to hold this entire set together. Do you know why you buy Rivals Clash? Because of the chance for Broly. Go ahead, I challenge you. Off the top of your noggin, what other cards are in there? So I think you're going to see that, in my opinion, with Story Booster. It's not going to, because we're not running after Story Booster. We're not running after Story Booster for that Trunks card. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Look, I'm not running the Story Booster because of Krillin in his Piccolo getup when he was cosplaying in Broly Reborn. You know what I'm saying? I'm not running there because of Goten's crying because he spilled the food inside of a movie. I mean, these alt arts aren't it. Let me see. I mean, SR 1-star. What is this? $40, $50 card we're going to talk about? It's cool, but it's not the reason why I'm coming here. What else? That's a good reason to come here. Story Booster. Are you running there for this? Is that why you're going to Story Booster? Maybe it's the... Where's the trunk? I need to find the trunks. Cool art. It's a cool leader card. The Majin. That's cool. We talked about that. Hey, are you going to... Hey! Why'd you buy 15 cases of Story Booster, Ram? Let me just tell you, dude. That Son Goten's card, that STO1006... Wow, I gotta get that card. Oh, I agree, Ram. I mean, I like that leader. Don't get me wrong. It's a cool leader. I probably won't run a Vegeta deck. Is it Goten's? Is that why you're going after this deck? No. Where's that trunk? Look, this card. This is the other card. This is a sick card. Why else you going there, Ram? I need that Trunks. God, that Trunks is embarrassing. Oh, you going there for that alt art? Nope. You're going there for one reason. You're coming to my party at my house because you know there's going to be alcohol and Ram's going to be a little loose and you want to take advantage of it. That's why. Right there. Majin Vegeta. These two cards are going to put the entire weight of story booster on their back. I would give this a 9.5 out of 10. This is near absolutely perfect. If it's true that this card is going to connect, if you look here on the right side, again, I'm going to give credit. Originally a theory from Arcane Groves, popularized by Mendez Hollows. Make sure you give him a follow if you don't. But if it is true that this card, if you look here on the right side, it's empty, where on the left side it's filled, reverse cowgirl it. Now on the left side it's empty, and on the right side you might have this weird circle of trust between all the 2 stars of all 3 story booster types. And that's exactly what he's talking about here. If we know that this one's going to be Majin Vegeta and Vegito, and we know this might be Frieza and Goku, it makes sense that this one might be Cell and Gohan. And you see how they kind of connect that promotional as well? They might do the same thing with this card. What do you think? What do you think? Are there new Bull cards? Asking for a friend. Bola cards? The 9-year-old girl, probably not in this since that's a GT. Chat, go ahead and ban that guy. That'd be great. Majin Vegeta historically does incredibly well. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Rivals clashes buns outside of that Broly. 100%. And that's what you're going to see here. I think there's a couple of exceptions. I think that Broly with the family Kamehameha. I think this Majin Vegeta and Goku, great card. These rares are kind of hit and miss. But I'm like, personally, I just want the Brolys. Yeah. There's still pretty good Brolys in here too. I think they're nice 2 stars, but it will financially be out of my range. I agree. I think, what did Sleepy Gohan start off? Because I think these are better than Sleepy Gohan. And I think Sleepy Gohan was a $350 card. Yeah, $380. This is a specialty set. It's going to be harder to get than FB10. I would not be shocked to find out that this was a $400 card, especially when we get confirmation that this is part of a puzzle piece. People are going to create some sort of phrase. People are going to come say, hey, I'm completing my story puzzle. They're going to say something like that. And that's how people are going to shop. You know, this is the last piece I need for my story booster set. I'm master setting 2 stars. Ram. This is the last one I need. I'm telling you. That's what's going to happen. Sleepy was about 400. Yeah, this is going to be a $400 plus card. Thoughts on Sparking Zero Energy Marker E04? I don't know what that is, but I will check on it another time. Chat! It's nice to see some familiar names. I have a stream that I got to do in 3 minutes. And I've prepared about 10% of it. I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to sit down with me live here where I can read your chats. It's really cool. It took me about 20 minutes to figure out how to put this all together. But I got it on lock, baby. I got my Majin Vegeta hat. I'm going to be wearing it all day. I'm going to make some more content about this. Dive a little bit deeper into this. Make sure you share this. Make sure you like this. Shout out to Arcane Groves for this theory. I think he's hitting it right on the head. A big special thank you to the Mendez Hollows for popularizing this. Make sure you go drop him a follow. Good guy for the community. Make sure you follow the Dragon Ball Reddit. It's got a bunch of these reveals, so you don't have to wait for me. If you want to hear my opinion, I'm more than glad to give it to you. Ooh, Brightness of Hope. That one's going to be a fun one. And if you like this card, you hate this card, let me know. Make sure you follow us. It's down below here somewhere. We're going to be on Whatnot in a couple of minutes. We're on 3 times today, only for an hour, quick shows. We got Instagram. We're obviously here. Like, subscribe, the whole shebang. Chat, we'll see you tomorrow or today, whatever time zone you're in.